Hi YouTube. We have total mayhem in the kitchen today. I bought a half a bushel into the farmer's market. I bought a half a bushel of peaches and also a half a bushel of plum tomatoes, which I am in the process of getting ready to can. The peaches have been washed. I'm hoping I get enough for 7 quarts. I'm really not sure from everything that I've been reading, but they're really big peaches, so hopefully I will. But you know, it's really quite a production. I think the pressure canning is almost easier. I have my canning pot on the stove, and behind that I have the pot for the lids, and then there's this pot here for the blanching water, because you have to blanch them before you peel them. And then there's a pot behind that that has the syrup in it. And then after I blanch it, I'm going to move this pot over to the counter for the ice water. And then, sorry if I made you dizzy, a pot or a bowl all the way over there for the acidulated water, the water that has the ascorbic acid in it, to keep it from browning. So I'm feeling like this is quite a production. And last year when I got peaches, I froze them. And as long as you have power, I think that's a great way to go. The tomatoes, I haven't quite decided yet. I saw a great video on, and I'll find it and link it below. I'm sorry, I don't remember who the user was, on dehydrating tomatoes until they're very crispy, and then you grind them in the blender to make tomato powder to use as soup base and what have you. And I think I'll probably do some of them that way, and then probably can some of them. But I'm going to pressure can my tomatoes. The reason being, I don't really want to add any acid to it, and to be absolutely sure, I'm going to pressure can them as if it was a low acid food, which it very well may be. So I have my work cut out for me. I just wanted to mention also on these peaches, they're really big, but they're really light. And I think that might be because it's been so dry. But at least we have them. Hold on, I'll be back. Doggone telemarketers. Anyway, they're very light. Now, I took some footage when I was in Canada at an orchard. We were raspberry picking, and I don't know if I'll put that footage up or not, but Ontario was hit very hard with that late frost, as was part of, I think, the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, where have you, where a lot of our orchards are. Anyway, it dropped all the blossoms, and they're getting nothing. No apples, no cherries, no peaches, no plums, nothing from their orchards. So I'm very happy to have these. The price, I think, was about the same as last year. It was $22 for this half bushel. The tomatoes says it's 25 pounds. It looks like about a half bushel. It was $15, and last year I think I paid $14 for the same size box. Anyway, that's about it. My garden's doing absolutely miserably, so I was happy to get some lovely tomatoes and cucumbers, and I made a yummy salad, really simple. It's just tomatoes, cucumber, onion. I put in a little bit of fresh parsley from the garden that I do have at least a little of, and some vinegar, sugar, salt, and pepper. Not even any oil. It's really delicious, and you let it kind of marinate for a while before you eat it at room temperature. And we got some corn. I'm happy it's in the bag over there, so there's really nothing to show, but I was happy to get it. That'll be the first corn I've had this year, and believe it or not, these are the first, I'll say, homegrown, vine-ripened tomatoes, local tomatoes that I've had this year, so I'm really excited about that. So anyway, I'll let you know how many quarts I ended up with, and there will be a link below to the video about tomato powder. Take good care, folks. Oh, and a special thank you to katzcradul for telling me how to pressure can tomatoes. Well, megadweezel, you wanted to fail. I will never can peaches alone again by myself. These are maybe not quite ripe enough, I don't know. Those have all been blanched. They're slippery as hell. I can hardly peel them because of my gimpy left hand. So after about 40 minutes, maybe only 30, I gave up. I have ended up with, sorry about that, 2 quarts, which I'm canning. Those other jars are just to keep jars from rustling around. So I have 2 quarts of peaches, woohoo, after at least 30 minutes just of peeling. That's not counting all the time to blanch and everything else I've done. So, Peaches and I are a fail. From now on, it's a family affair. If they're not all here, if the troops aren't here to help, Mama's not canning peaches. Marilyn's holding megadweezel. Hi YouTube. Excuse the mess and the noise on canning. The big guns came out and helped me finish my peaches, yay, the next morning. And out of a half bushel, I would have had 12 quarts, but we kept 1 out to eat. And 3 of the remaining 11 did not seal, boo-hoo. So I've asked Katzcradul if I can reprocess them, but I haven't heard yet. I'm in the process now of doing tomatoes, and I wanted a recipe. I wanted to be able to pressure can them because I didn't want to have to use any extra acid, which you usually have to do for tomatoes these days. So again, I asked Katzcradul. She said I could can them at 10 pounds of pressure. Well, actually she said 11, but my canner doesn't do 11, for 10 minutes. So that's what I'm doing. I got a 25 pounds of tomatoes, and they've been scalded and peeled and cooked for 5 minutes in liquid, then packed in jars. I think I have enough for about 4 more jars, and then the rest I'll probably dehydrate. I saw a great post, and I'll try to find it and link it below, for dehydrating tomatoes, really crispy, and then you whiz them in the blender and make a powder out of them that you can then use for soups and stews or what have you. So I thought that was pretty nifty. So anyway, that's what I'm busy doing. I hope you're busy prepping too. Okay, so I talked to Katzcradul. She said that I could reprocess these jars that didn't seal, just to be sure that the liquid is within a ½ inch of the top, and to use new lids. I'm going to use the regular ball lids because I don't want to take any chances. I was really happy with the way my tattlers were performing, and then now I've had these failures, so oh well. I'm waiting for my tomatoes to come out of the pot, my last run, and when they come out I will reprocess those. Yippee! I hope all my tomatoes seal. Oh, and thank you, Katz. You're a gem. My reprocessed peaches sealed. Woohoo! Yay! And all of my tomatoes sealed. Even the tattlers. Yay! So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. Take care, folks.